Hey guys, JH. Welcome to the practice tee. And I forgot my camera mount today, so I've just sort of taped it onto the tripod, so it may not be that good. I've been on my knees trying to get it fixed, so I just hope it'll be okay. Okay guys, been away for a while, and the reason I've been away is I've been trying to come to grips with coming up with something that will help everybody, no matter what type of golf swing they have. We can all think that the great swings of the past are fantastic and they've provided some fantastic results, and they have. But they provided those results for guys that had those swings. And not the peculiarities, but the differences of coordination, body types, all that type of thing. They were individual. Now it's nice to think that we can swing the way they did and with their proficiencies, but the reality is, the real reality is, guys, we really can't. And the reason, I'm sorry I'm fiddling around here guys, but we had a deluge here and the place is flooded. But the reason we can't do that is we're not them. We don't have their physicality, we don't have their biomechanics, we don't have their timing factors. So what I thought I'd try and do is come up with something that we can all use with any type of swing. No matter what type of swing we've got, there's a basic componentry that you can put into that swing that I think will benefit you. Now guys, in coming up with this, I went back to my past when I first started playing golf. And what happened when I first started playing golf, and I started playing golf very late, like 34 years old. But I became very proficient in a couple of years. And I developed a swing then myself that I played with for about 10 years that was amazingly efficient and effective, to the extent that I could hit the ball very, very consistently. And never had to think about the golf swing. There were just a couple of basic componentries in it that I thought about and I applied. And I saw a friend recently that I haven't seen for 35 years. Or yeah, at least maybe 32 or something like that. And I used to play with this guy all the time. And he found my website for some reason or other, a channel, and contacted me and said, JH, blah, 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 I've been looking at all the swings that you've had. For heaven's sake, man, why did you ever change the original golf swing you had? It was metronomic, it was robotic, simplistic. Why did you ever change? And I had to admit that I just got, like most people, caught up with the arena of world teaching and all the associated paraphernalia associated with that, which I thought was what everybody should be doing and thinking about. But the reality was, I abandoned a golf swing that was really, really effective and efficient. And he said, and he came up here, and he said, JH, he was up down the coast here on holiday. That's how he got onto me. And he came up for a couple of days, and we went up in the paddock, and he said, let's just go back to the past. And I said, what was the past? And he said, well, do you remember what it was? You used to tell me what it was. And he went through it. And guys, I kid you not, no exaggeration. From basically the first and second shot where I applied the old swing, it was almost like the old swing had come back and just injected itself back into the body, and it was so easy. All the muddle of thinking about golf swings and things you have to do in the golf swing and other people's swings and their processes was just gone. It just completely evaporated. Okay, let's talk about what I used to do and what I think about that, and how it can, I really truly believe, can benefit any of you guys, no matter what type of golf swing you've got. Really believe that. Guys, all I tried to do in those days, because I saw Hogan and I saw things in Hogan that wasn't really explained, and nobody in those days really had a good knowledge of it. But I saw some things in it and I thought, that's what this guy does. And I applied some of that stuff, and it worked for me fantastically well. with the exception of a couple of things. But the basic overall thing was connection and the formulation of this Y or this V that we have, and the maintaining of that in the golf swing, in that structure, right throughout the golf swing. That's all you think about. You don't think about the hands, you don't think about the club head. Once you've established the formation here, which is this here, you basically just take this here and you put it over here. And then you bring it back to here. And you keep it and you bring it over here. It's that simplistic, guys. The hands become passive. It's a big muscle golf swing and it's a connected golf swing. In later teachings, when I saw stuff down the track, there was a lot of Jimmy Ballard in Hogan's swing that I saw and what I used. And the only different, well, the one thing that I used in my swing that Hogan didn't, Hogan was very much here. He was centralised and he never moved off that central position. Took the club away with the connection and with the elbows pointing down, guys. The points of the elbows pointing down. Here. They never changed. There was no roll. There was no counter roll. Those elbow points here were pointing down and they stayed there in the golf swing. Yeah. That's what they did. They went to here, they stayed there, they came back and they maintained themselves over here. We didn't lose that formation through the golf ball where we ended up doing that. And that's why we always saw Hogan look like this, the end of his swing, because he still had that formation. There was none of this or none of that, it was that. It was that which was at address, which was at the top of the swing, which was in the downswing, which was at impact, over here. So what is that in essence? All it is maintaining the address Y, or the V of that golf swing, with the elbows pointing down, feeling like the elbows are pointing down all the time. That arm is turned clockwise, here, rotated clockwise to get that formation there. That elbow moves this way, and this one goes anti-clockwise, so it's that, here. Now what Hogan didn't do, that I used to do, was that he stayed here when he took the club back here, stayed centralised. Well, I didn't. I moved from there. I didn't have a turn, I had a shift. That's a turn, that's a shift. That's a turn, that's a shift. When I say a shift, I mean I take all that centralised body componentry and I shift it into this trail axis here. I bring it all over this trail axis here, and on the downswing, I just bring it back to the lead axis. Very Rocco Mediate, very Jimmy Ballard. There's none of that shift. Hogan didn't have a shift. Hogan had a pivot, a turning pivot. I had a shift. Very Curtis Strange-ish. And bear in mind that Curtis Strange was under the tutelage of Jimmy Ballard. And what was interesting is that he never won a tournament until he got tuition from Ballard, and he never won a tournament after he left Ballard. So what does that tell you? And he was a superstar when he was under Ballard and using Ballard's system. But you look at Curtis. Curtis very much was this. That was Curtis. Everybody said he swayed off the ball. He didn't sway off the ball. He shifted. He just shifted. This never moved. He just took all this and put it over here. Rocco Mediate does exactly that. And Rocco keeps the elbows down. And Ballard used to teach that. But I came across that myself. There was no Ballard back when I started playing golf. Well, he probably was, but I didn't know about him. And I don't think he was teaching. Well, maybe he was teaching back then. But guys, that's what it is. It's this V formation here with the elbows pointing down. We take it and we shift we shift all this mass. We don't turn it, we shift it. We go into this trail here. We go here, and then on the downswing, I used to just drive all that trail side to the lead side. Here, there, shift, here, drive, here. You see that formation still there, guys? Shift, drive. See, that's still there. None of that. Front on look. Shift, shift, drive. Still here. Shift, drive. Now it's going to rain in a moment, guys, so I'll just go through the explanation, and when the rain passes over, I'll come back and hit some shots. But the simplicity is, guys, doesn't matter what type of golf swing you've got or how you're built physically, all we have to do is maintain this. Feel like we're here. We're taking that to there and then bringing that back to here with a momentum shift of mass. We're here, got those elbow points pointing down, we're taking them back here with a shift, and then we're reshifting here. The arms don't cross over, they stay pointing down. And if you can get the feeling of your lead arm, which I used to get, the lead arm on the follow through of doing that, if you've got that connection on the follow through where that's there, here like you're going to backhand someone here like that, or something here, having that type of back, there's no power there. If you've got that connection there, look. So it's a connection, upper arms or on your chest, or just below your pecs, that's where the pressure is. Don't let that pressure get away. On the backswing, feel that this trail arm actually has a lot of anti-rotation. That gives you a pitch elbow, guys. And on the downswing, if you can actually increase that rotation of that trail arm, here, feel on the downswing that you've got that'll really point the elbow down, and keep this one doing the same, here. And that'll give you that little bit of pitch elbow, or a lot of pitch elbow. But you don't want, once you've established this on the backswing here, that there, and you've got that rotation of that forearm here, and that elbow pitching in, you don't want to lose that on the downswing. You don't want to go like that. You want to increase that on the downswing. So I used to actually feel that I had more pitch on that, actually more rotation of that in the downswing. That's what I used to feel. Guys, it's going to rain, so I'll just cut this here, and then I'll come back and I'll actually hit some shots, and I'll continue some overview conversation. It's going to rain.